That a former National Police Commission employee and former PIDEA agent Jonathan Morales for supposedly lying in the PIDEA leaks hearing. Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs Chair Ronald Bato de la Rosa ordered the detention of former NAPOLCOM employee Eric Picoy Santiago. Picoy earlier warned Morales that his life is going to be in danger if he testifies about the alleged PIDEA leaks. However, Picoy retracted this statement and insisted that he lied.
Naniwala ka ba? Maniniwala yung tao sa'yo? Yung sa video na yon? Na mangloko ka lang?
Depende po, sir, yan sa taong nakikinig, sir. Ang akin po...
You are lying! As chairman of this committee, I am going to cite you in contempt for lying.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Salamat po, sir. May dala na po akong bag, sir.
Senator Jinggoy Estrada got heated again with Morales. Estrada asked Morales if he lied about his personal data sheet regarding his track record. The senator said Morales did not disclose the fact that he was fired from police service in 1994. However, Morales refused to answer the senator's question.
You mean to say you are denying what is written here in the PDS? That you have signed it? Handwritten mo? Di ba? Sandali. Handwriting mo to.
Hindi ko po alam, Your Honor.
The Interior Department presents a Canadian national believed to be a key figure behind the 9.6 billion peso Shabu shipment intercepted in Batangas last month. The suspect, identified as Thomas Gordon O'Quinn, was apprehended in Tagaytay City on May 16. According to DILG Secretary Benhur Avalos, the foreigner is considered one of the major characters in the transportation of the estimated 1.4 ton of illegal drugs. PNP Chief General Romel Marbil said that they have established connections between O'Quinn and the driver of the van transporting the seized illegal drugs. He will face charges for violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act and use of fictitious names. UK Ambassador Laurie Bofils shares developments in defense and economic ties between the Philippines and Britain. Here's an excerpt of her interview on The Big Story.
How would you describe UK-Philippines bilateral ties at the moment? It feels like there has been quite it's in overdrive at the moment, it feels.
It's certainly growing, expanding fast. I've been here for nearly 3 years now, and the embassy has grown significantly in that period of time, and the number of issues that we cover has also increased. So there are far more files that we're working on together, far more things where we're trying to deliver for the benefit of the Filipino people and the British people. And by your question, you reminded me of the meeting that the Foreign Secretary had with President Marcos, when President Marcos described the bilateral relationship as plain sailing. And at the time I thought, gosh, does he mean plain vanilla? But I think not. I think what he meant by that is that...
Was it smooth?
It's smooth. We're really like-minded. We see eye to eye on most everything.
A memorandum of understanding for 5 years has been signed between the UK and the Philippines, referring to maritime domain, enhancing partnership when it comes to that, identifying that as a priority, and also other defense engagements. What exactly does that, what is the scope of that?
Specifically a defense MOU, and it really opens the door for more training, more ship visits. We've seen a lot more ship visits in the last year and a half than we'd done in the last 10 years, quite frankly. And that means more exercises together. And then projects that are also around supporting capability enhancements, so supporting Horizon 3 in particular, and supporting the Philippines as it increases its deterrence capabilities.
I looked up the latest economic data, trade between the two countries, and I believe it's to the tune of 2.8 billion pounds. Total trade that covers both imports and exports between the UK and the Philippines. That's as of last quarter of last year. I mean, it sounds like there we have it. It's an increase of 8.1% on year. But what that also tells us is the Philippines is the UK's 59th largest trading partner, so pretty far down the list. Why is that, and what can we do to bring that up?
The relationship with the Philippines is growing fast. I think 8% increase a year is not negligible, but it's not starting from the highest level. And so our job is to make it continue to grow. And this is where I think it's important to talk about the potential, but also all that we are doing across both governments to increase that trade.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Pauline Berzosa. Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo broke her silence and insisted she is not a spy from China. In a statement, Guo denied any involvement in the illegal operations of pogos in her town. She also refuted spy accusations against her after President Bongbong Marcos and some senators questioned her background. The mayor also revealed that she is a loved child of her father and her maid. Guo said her past is a sensitive topic for her, and that is why she failed to properly answer the questions about her background in a Senate hearing. Interior Secretary Benhur Abalos earlier ordered the National Police Commission to study the possibility of stripping Guo's authority over police in Bamban. DILG also recommended the ombudsman to place Guo under preventive suspension. Former cabinet members were absent from yesterday's initial hearing held by two House committees. The committees were investigating former President Rodrigo Duterte's alleged gentleman's agreement with China over the Ayungin Shoal. Here's the report.
Not a single official from the Duterte administration attended the House Joint Committee hearing on the alleged gentleman's agreement between former President Rodrigo Duterte and Chinese President Xi Jinping. This absence clearly disappointed lawmakers.
At wag silang umiwas sa usapin na ito dahil isang malaking isang malaking usapin lalong-lalo na patungkol sa ating soberanya at national territory.
Invitations were sent to former Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, former National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon Jr. and former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea. However, only Medialdea responded, sending a letter and a representative explaining that he had a prior commitment.
If it needs to be, then we will use our powers under the Constitution to compel them to come here.
Some congressmen also called for the invitation of former President Rodrigo Duterte, as well as his former spokespersons Salvador Panelo and Harry Roque. But Representative Raul Tupas, chairperson of the National Defense and Security Committee, believes otherwise.
There is no need to invite the former president as long as nakukuha naman yung information coming from the current policymakers as well as yung sa former.
The committee has since issued a show cause order requiring Esperon and Lorenzana to explain their absence. Meanwhile, the former commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard maintained that there was no mention of a gentleman's agreement concerning the West Philippine Sea.
During my time, from 2016 to 2022, we have not heard of any gentleman's agreement between the two presidents. Otherwise, it could have been cascaded down to us as the forefront agency in our quest towards protecting our sovereignty and sovereign rights in the South China Sea and West Philippine Sea.
The Justice Department, on the other hand, was asked whether it would be legal if the agreement included the removal of the BRP Sierra Madre or stopping its repair.
Any agreement that violates our constitution, okay, violates the highest law of the land, okay, would be illegal.
According to the DOJ, if there was an agreement between the previous administration and the Chinese government, it has been rescinded or nullified. Consequently, the Philippine Coast Guard requested that the hearing be concluded as soon as possible, stating that it only causes division among Filipinos. Congress, however, did not agree to this move.
If it is proven that there was that agreement, shouldn't there be accountability, Mr. Chair? Because that would be, betrayal of the Constitution.
The Committee on National Defense and the Special Committee on the West Philippine Sea will continue their hearings tomorrow. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Over 40 areas in the country are expected to experience dangerous levels of heat index today. It will be hottest in Giwan, Eastern Samar at 50 degrees Celsius, followed by Rojas City, Capiz, and Sangli Point in Cavite. Meanwhile, parts of Pangasinan, La Union, Batangas, Catanduanes, Iloilo, and Agusan del Norte will sizzle at 45 degrees Celsius. Over 10 areas, including Pasay and Quezon City in Metro Manila, are expected to log a heat index of up to 44 degrees Celsius, while 42 to 43 degrees Celsius is likely to be experienced in over 20 areas now flashed on your screen. Despite the intense heat, isolated rain showers or thunderstorms are possible in Metro Manila and the rest of the country. That's due to easterlies or warm winds blowing from the Pacific Ocean. Power supply in Luzon and Visayas remain unstable due to power plants experiencing forced outages. Because of this, calls to develop nuclear energy in the country are growing stronger. Mobile journalist Francis Orsho has the report.
Tumambay sa kwartong may aircon. Yan ang paborito ngayong sobrang init. Pero sa kaliwat ka ng pagkonsumo sa kuryente, kasabay naman yan ang pagnipis ng supply nito tuwing tag-init. Kaya hamon din sa gobyerno ang paghahanap ng iba pang alternatibong pagkukunan ng electrical energy. Kabilang ang dekada ng planong nuclear energy.
Nuclear energy is actually a very good substitute to coal power plants. Nuclear energy is a clean source of energy.
Yun nga lang, dekada-dekada na rin ang pagtutol dyan ng environmentalists. Dahil sa pangambang masamang epekto ng radioactive waste mula sa nuclear power plants sa kalikasan at mga tao. Pero ayon sa Philippine Nuclear Research Institute o PNRI, mabusi nila itong pinag-aaralan ngayon.
We are doing the best that we can to be able to do the groundwork to be able to put the right policies, the right strategies, we are able to make sure to the public na safe ang nuclear power.
Sa bisa ng Executive Order number 164 na pinirmahan bago matapos ang termino ng dating Pangulong Duterte, nabuo ang Nuclear Energy Program Interagency Committee para pakasiwaan ang 19 na infrastructure issues sa pagtatayo ng nuclear power plant. Base rin yan sa requirements ng International Atomic Energy Agency. Ilan sa mga isyong yan ay may kinalaman sa pagbuo ng legal and regulatory framework, radioactive waste management at nuclear fuel cycle.
Yung ultimate timeline kasi is that the DOE has set 2032 to put 1,200 megawatts of nuclear power on the grid.
Ang electric power distributor na Meralco, nagpakita naman ng interes sa pagpapatayo ng nuclear power plant. Ayon kay mismong Meralco Chairman Manny V. Pangilinan, goal daw nila na magkaroon ang Pilipinas niyan at maging operational sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon bago ang taong 2028. Ikinatuwa naman ito ng PNRI bilang regulator sa technical design at safety ng nuclear facilities.
It's very good to know na meron talagang mga private companies that are interested in putting up a nuclear power plant. When we saw the news that Meralco has expressed interest talaga, and so our challenge then is we should be able to regulate and license such a nuclear power plant.
Challenging man ang pag-aaral sa paggamit ng nuclear energy, sa huli, para rin ito sa kapakanan natin bilang consumer, lalo sa panahong mas tumataas pa ang demand sa kuryente. Mobile journalist Francis Orso po, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.